Good afternoon. It is amazing to see you today. Today we're just gonna sit, we're gonna chill, we're gonna talk about renewing our mind. I hope that you guys, I don't know if you guys know much about this. This is something I'm diving into, but I think it's so damn important for all of us Christians that not only want to live, a Christian, not only want to be a Christian, but we want to live what God has talked about, living life to the fullest. So I'm reading this book called Self-Mastery right now, and I'm pulling a lot of great stuff. It's kind of a Christian book, and one of the things he talks about is renewing of the mind. So let's talk about this a little bit. And what he says about this is that renewing of the mind is something that you have to constantly do. So what even is it? It's basically making sure that your mind is able to get away from the self-centeredness and the negativity that we naturally go to constantly. So being able to go away from that and go towards love, hope, peace, joy, what it talks about in the Bible, and being able to live through that. So I give an example of the samurai. The samurai are people that at the time they needed to be willing to die. They needed to be willing to lay their life on the line for what they were doing. So they had to constantly try to be humble. They had to constantly try to lean towards that. And they couldn't have this ego, because if they did, they were going to not only say something that might get them killed, but they might get their teammates killed, them, whatever you call them, and themselves killed on the battlefield. They had to continually renew their mind in terms of that. So for us as Christians, we have to renew our mind to go towards what Christ has said. One of the things he mentions in here is renewing your mind through the truth. You have to constantly go to the truth of what is said, because he says it's super hard. One of the things he talks about is the affluenza virus, and that's basically what we have all around us. We have all these people around us that want us to be thinking about ourselves. It's hard not to think about ourselves when every single person around us, it's just natural. Even ourselves, we do it, man. Like, we wake up, we're gonna think about, what do I gotta do today? What do I gotta go to today? But he says the important thing, well, also the negativity in terms of, we're thinking negative, we're thinking about the bad things. We see the news, everybody wants to be negative on the news, all that good jazz, and we understand that, and it's so tough to get away from that because of that, because it's such a normal thing. So he says the renewing of the mind is constantly going to the Word, constantly going and renewing your mind with the Word, renewing your mind with what God says, renewing the mind with who you are. That is just such an important thing, man. Because you have to be able to refresh your mind constantly, and it's not something that happens just one time. It's not like you read the Bible one time and you just remember, oh yeah, that's who I am. It's something that has to be done every single freaking day. And I know it's tough. You don't got to start with doing it every single day, but it's something. Maybe you're dealing with a tough time right now. Maybe you're dealing with something where you're forgetting who you are. You're forgetting what Christ has said about you. Maybe you're feeling negative. Maybe you're feeling kind of down on yourself. You don't believe that you can do this thing. What if we could go to the Bible and start to read about what God said about us to renew our mind? And this is something that has completely changed my life, man. Completely changed my life. Because the more that I'm starting to lean towards trying to renew my mind in Christ, the more I'm thinking less about myself. The more I'm willing to do things for other people, get up on here, make these videos, not thinking about, oh, I'm gonna look stupid, man. I'm gonna look dumb out here recording these videos at a public library. Somebody might walk by. There was gangbangers walking by the other time. They're not actually gangbangers, but you know what I mean. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about trying to give this as best I possibly can to you. Trying to get these videos out as best I possibly can, man. So renewing my mind is, for me, going to the Bible, looking at what God has said. Maybe I'm listening to some Joel Osteen, filling myself with the good stuff instead of the negativity of the world. And it's something we have to actively do, man. We have to actually put into our mind the good stuff that God has said about us. We have to tell ourselves this and remind ourselves. Sometimes you are going to sit at the end of the night and you could think about gratitude, think about good stuff that has happened. Renewing our mind in that. And I think the more we get to that, we can be more like the samurai, where we're willing to put our life on the line. And when we're willing to put our life on the line, we are not thinking about ourselves. We're living through love, hope, peace, and joy. And what that means is that we're not living through freaking fear. If we're not living through fear, we become more creative. We just become more open and honest, probably more charismatic, because you're not thinking about yourself and you're able to go out there and just think about other people. Think about what they need. Be able to give it to yourself. You take that weight off of your shoulder of having to think about only yourself. Think about what you need. Think about other people, and you actually become your best self that you can. Become your most creative self. You become your best performer if you're playing a sport, and you just become the best person that you could be in a work environment, man. So I just wanted to share this with you guys today. I hope you're able to think outside yourself. I hope you're able to renew your mind today. Just one little thing, man. If you're going to do that, let me know down below. Hope you're doing amazing today, man. Hope you're doing something today that is thinking outside yourself, man. And I just hope you are doing amazing, man. I love you guys. I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.